In a great kingdom, there lived Prince Serunting. He was the descendant of a giantess. Her name was Putri Tenggang.
South Sumatra Province is known as Bumi Sriwijaya, land of Sriwijaya, as it was once the center of the country's largest maritime empire, the Sriwijaya Kingdom. With Palembang, Indonesia's oldest city, as its capital, South Sumatra is also renowned for its rich culture, ranging from limas houses and songket textiles to various folktales. One such tale is that of Si Pahit Lidah.
Siti and Aria lived in a simple shack. Aria took the left side.
Siti took the right side.
Prince Serunting of Sumedang fell in love with and married Siti. After the wedding, the prince took Siti to the palace. As the days went by, however, Siti remained despondent after moving to the palace. Concerned to see his wife lacking any zest for life, Serunting asked what was troubling her. It turned out that Siti was worried about the fate of her younger sibling, who was living all alone. As a good husband, the prince opened the doors of his palace to Aria. Serunting and Siti then hastened to visit Aria. Aria declined the prince's invitation. After politely apologizing and refusing the offer, Aria explained that he preferred to stay at home and tend to his land. Although surprised, Siti respected her younger brother's decision. In the end, Serunting let the matter rest. After declining Serunting's invitation, Aria invited him to look around the yard. Aria explained that the spacious plot of land was divided into two parts, one belonging to Aria and the other to Siti. Aria also mentioned that dividing the land in this way was in accordance with his parents' wishes. Prince Serunting proposed planting a tree in the middle of the land to serve as a boundary marker. While Siti felt uneasy about the idea, Aria had no objections and immediately set out to find a tree to plant. One day, something peculiar happened to the tree. The wood facing Aria's land sprouted golden mushrooms, whereas only ordinary mushrooms grew on the side facing Siti's land. Aria cheered with delight. Seeing this joy, Serunting felt envious. He quickly accused his brother-in-law of cheating and manipulating the tree so that his own plot of land yielded no golden mushrooms. Consumed by rage, Serunting challenged his brother-in-law to a fight. Aria was bewildered. He stood no chance of winning a confrontation against Serunting, a prince possessed of mighty supernatural powers. At a loss for what to do, Aria asked for 2 days to think. Serunting granted the request, believing it impossible for anyone to master a technique capable of defeating him after only 2 days of practice. Aria pondered various ways to overcome his brother-in-law until a brilliant idea struck him. He would ask Siti. Under the cover of darkness, Aria visited the palace and knocked on the window of Siti's chamber. Prince Serunting never suspected that Aria had learned of his weakness from his own wife. Feeling betrayed, Serunting left the kingdom behind and set out for Mount Sigantong to practice ascetic meditation. Upon arriving there, he heard the voice of Sang Hyang Mahameru. The voice offered him supernatural powers, but on one condition. He had to meditate beneath a bamboo tree until the bamboo leaves completely envelop his body. He agreed, casting aside all worldly concerns. Serunting meditated for 2 years, until his entire body was covered in bamboo leaves. True to the promise of Sang Hyang Mahameru, he was granted the supernatural power to turn all his words into curses. The sugarcane plants around Serunting became the subject of his first experiment. When he commanded the plants to turn into stone, they actually transformed into stone. Nevertheless, Sang Hyang Mahameru reminded Serunting to use his supernatural power wisely. On his journey back to his kingdom, Prince Serunting, who had grown increasingly powerful and possessed supernatural abilities, encountered a barren stretch of land. Using his powers, he transformed the desolate terrain into a lush, dense forest. He also encountered an elderly couple who were childless. With just a single strand of hair from the old woman's head, Serunting instantly transformed it into a baby. This miraculous feat earned him the title, Si Pahit Lidah, the bitter tongue. Throughout the journey back to his village in Sumedang, Serunting continued to act kindly. After meeting Siti, he approached Aria. Prince Serunting, also known as Si Pahit Lidah, the bitter tongue, apologized to Aria for his past greed and arrogance. As it turned out, Aria had long since forgiven his brother-in-law. In the end, Prince Serunting, Siti, and Aria Tebing lived together in harmony. The moral of this South Sumatran folktale, the kindness of Si Pahit Lidah, is that Prince Serunting's envy and greed made him prone to making hasty accusations. However, after atoning for his actions, he was granted a special gift that he used to help others. As human beings, we must avoid harboring envy, greed, and arrogance toward others, especially toward those close to us, such as our own family members.